Okay then, so who is the number one contender? After Monday, we don't really know. It's time to find out, I think. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. This is Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. If you don't know the game, I don't know what you're doing here by this point. It's the TNA 2010 save. We are moving on towards Sacrifice. It's the go home shows to Sacrifice. If my voice holds out, let's find out. The go home shows to Sacrifice. You've got potentially a World Championship match being set up tonight. There will be a World Championship match being set up tonight, and we go on forward towards the pay-per-view. It's going to be interesting. Impact versus Alex Shelley for the TV title, by the way, will be main eventing Impact this week. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, we are in the Mid-South region, and we open up with Hulk Hogan. Only 69 rated segment. That's a bit frustrating, but Hogan is clearing up the controversy of last week's Impact. He comes to the ring and he says, against our advice, Bobby Lashley has requested it, so we will give him what he wants. At Sacrifice, it'll be a fatal four-way for the World Championship. It's Lashley versus Hardy versus Joe versus Angle, but that's at the pay-per-view. Tonight, all four of those men will be in action, and he runs down the card. How about this then? We're going to do Bobby Lashley versus El Generico next. It's going to be Jeff Hardy versus Kenta. It's going to be Kurt Angle versus Eric Young. And it's going to be Samoa Joe versus Tyler Black. Let's see what happens with those. 69 though. Lashley versus El Generico then. Get to 61. Bobby Lashley wins with the Dragon Sleeper, the Hurt Lock, really. Suffered from a lack of psychology, which is really interesting. 69 from Lashley, carried it. 61 from these two. Yeah, it could be worse because El Generico doesn't have the popularity, particularly in the Mid-South region. So yeah, I'll take that. Roderick Strong and Kevin Steen, Dishonored, enter the arena. They're immediately approached by an interviewer who's asking about the third man at the pay-per-view and asking about where is Candice LeRae. What's happened to Candice LeRae? They completely ignore her and walk on. Should have stripped to them again, it seems. 34. Right, big six-man tag here for 68. AJ Styles and the Cool Shots, the TNA Tag Team Champions, against Mr. Anderson and LAX. Kevin Nash was not the best of the lot tonight because of AJ Styles' 74 performance. It's not bad at all, actually, 68. Pretty good six-man tag. And the big face team wins. Fine. Let's talk about the finish, though, because AJ Styles submits Homicide. It doesn't say with what there, but it should do because I've added it in as a new finisher. He debuts the Calf Killer. He debuts it in 2013 in real life. We're bringing it forward a little bit. AJ Styles makes Homicide tap with the Calf Killer, and afterwards he locks Mr. Anderson in the Calf Killer, who's forced to tap on the mat. Of course, it's not a match, so it means nothing. And yeah, that's the image we have going into Sacrifice. AJ Styles made Mr. Anderson tap, and the commentators go, wait, if he does that on Sunday, AJ Styles will be one step closer to winning the World Championship, potentially. 61. Right, the Amazing Red cut a promo on Suicide for 40. He says he just doesn't know what's been going on with Suicide. He really doesn't know who his friend is anymore. At all. Doesn't know who he is. At all. 40. Okay, Alex Shelley cut a promo on Johnny Impact for 53, hyping up the main event tonight. It's Shelley versus Impact for the TNA TV title. And he talks here about the fact that Johnny Impact himself has challenged Alex Shelley after the attack on Explosion. He's challenged him. Alex Shelley accepts. 53. Right, moving on to another promo from this time. Oh, no, forgot about the match. Beer Money defeat the American Wolves. As you'd expect, really. But there was interference from Dishonored. Kevin Steen and Roderick Strong both got involved with like a hit-and-run attack. James Storm then hit the DWI on Davey Richards and gets the win for 58. Not bad. James Storm, the best of the lot, with a 65. Good performance from Davey Richards too, though. Yeah, I'm not upset with this at all. It's pretty good. The finish then, as I say, does involve Dishonored. The hit and run attack. Abyss tries to come out and stop them, but he's just a bit too late because they really do just hit and go. They knew Abyss would be about, if not. And clever mind games from the heels. 58. Right, Suicide got a promo on the Amazing Red. He says, I know what the Amazing Red wants. and he wants a shot at this championship. Well, at Sacrifice, if he wants it, he can have it. And it seems like we're going to be seeing Suicide versus the Amazing Red at Sacrifice. Kurt Angle cut a promo on Bobby Lashley for 73. He says Bobby Lashley has given himself an excuse with his fatal 4-way, an excuse as to why he loses the championship. But quite frankly, I don't care, because as long as Kurt Angle is TNA World Champion, all will be right with the world again. 73 for a good promo. Okay, Angle was then in action against Eric Young for a 76 rated match. Kurt Angle's the man, I tell you. Kurt Angle is the man. An 82 rated performance from him, 49 from Eric Young. This potentially should have main evented, looking at it now. Potentially should have main evented. Really good match. Ankle lock. Kurt Angle wins. Okay, we find out something is happening backstage, and we go to the backstage area to find Bobby Lashley is destroying Jeff Hardy with chair shot after chair shot to the arm of Jeff Hardy, which is propped up between boxes. Jeff is in a bad way. Bobby Lashley has laid him out as referees and doctors swarm around them. Right, another angle between the Pope and Sting here. Pope is in the ring cutting an in-ring promo, getting annoyed about the fact that Sting turned up last week, and he's getting more and more annoyed about these Sting masks in the crowd. We plant some fans in there, and there's one in particular that gets a bit annoyed for the Pope, so we plant an independent wrestler or something in there, is the idea. He's wearing a Sting mask, and Pope pulls him over to beat down the man in the Sting mask, until, of course, Sting himself makes the save. Sting and the fan himself will hug in the ring as Pope is watching on. 71, yeah, that's fine. Okay, are we moving on? We'll try again. There we go. Right. We go to Hulk Hogan, who is interviewed and asked about Jeff Hardy's condition. And Hogan, with Lashley by his side, says, look, Jeff Hardy is not cleared to wrestle tonight. Jeff Hardy versus Kenta is off. It is cancelled. Now, regarding the pay-per-view, Jeff Hardy has to be medically cleared to fight for the World Championship. And if Jeff Hardy can't be medically cleared by Sunday, he won't be in the match. 70. Bobby Lashley seems to be taking out Jeff Hardy here. Interesting. I mean, he's just brutal. He's brutal. Right, so that's happened, which leads into Samoa Joe versus Tyler Black for a 64. Samoa Joe is constantly having to watch the aisleway, the staging area, and around the ring ahead of a potential Bobby Lashley attack. He's just seen what he did to Jeff Hardy, and Joe doesn't want any of that. But that gives Tyler Black a couple of opportunities to potentially win the match. He couldn't quite get the job done though. Samoa Joe wins with a Kikina clutch. 71 from Joe, 41 from Tyler Black, 64 the match itself. Isn't bad at all, and more valuable experience at a bigger stage for TNA's Tyler Black. Okay, after the match, Joe is leaving, and as he gets to the staging area, Bobby Lashley's going to attack him. And a spear off the staging area through some, coincidentally placed tables, let's say. Bobby Lashley spears Samoa Joe off the staging area. Well, another attack from Bobby Lashley. Right, let's move on to the main event segment then. Johnny Impact's going to cut a promo on Jeff Jarrett for 67 ahead of Impact versus Shelley for the TNA TV title. Well, your winner, and still TNA TV champion, Johnny Impact for 79. Wow, Johnny Impact. Great chemistry between the two, and it showed in their performances. Johnny Impact just put in an 84 against Alex. Wow. What a performance. He's carried it. He's carried the match there. 79 altogether. Shelley couldn't get the job done. Moonlight Drive. After the match, though, is the post-match segment that's important. Johnny Impact may have won the match. He looks like he's celebrating. But it's Jeff Jarrett's time to shine. We bring the guitar back. We bring it back. Let's go full old school, and let's have Jeff Jarrett nail Johnny Impact with a guitar shot and leave him laying ahead of Sunday. Right, that gives us a 71 rated show. Better than the Impact that we put for you on Monday's episode somehow, mainly due to a fantastic main event and a good Kurt Angle Eric Young match, I would say. Because the show didn't start very well. I'm amazed that it's 71, but we're hitting that sort of level every time now, which is really nice. Okay, Explosion this week. The go-home show, technically, to Sacrifice opens up with Abyss defeating Desmond Walter. The Black Hole Slam for 56, 52 apiece. Can't complain. We're in the tri-state area. Yeah, that's fine. Abyss gets a good win. Afterwards, he cut to promo on Roderick Strong for 53, which helps that segment out. Yeah, it's just building towards the tag match. He cuts a promo on Dishonored, though. Actually, I've got written here, wondering what's happened to Candice, and he leaves the arena to go and find her. So let's see what happens with that going forward. Okay, big tag action in the Knockouts division. Good match as well, actually. So Chat's push for the Knockouts to be in the Impact show could happen. 57 for the segment. We made it an eye candy match and it worked out pretty well. Tara pinned Velvet Sky with a Widow's Peak. 56 for Angelina Love. 60 for Tara was the best. 48 for Madison Rayne was the worst, which is a bit interesting. But yeah, can't complain about that. And triple threat between Tara, Love and Madison Rayne at the pay-per-view might just be a nice little match between the three. The Amazing Red cut a promo on Suicide for 48. He basically says he accepts the challenge accepts the challenge of Suicide. So it will be the Amazing Red versus Suicide at the pay-per-view. Lethal Consequences cut a promo saying they need to really focus if they're going to win the TNA Tag Team Championships, really settling them back in towards the tag division for 40. They got a victory over Rob Terry and Dr. Stevie for 46, just a win for Lethal Consequences. Flying elbow drop from Jay Lethal. Yeah, fine with this. 41 from Consequences Creed, 46 from Lethal, Dr. Stevie 45, 29 from Rob Terry. It's an explosion match, if we're honest. It's an explosion match. Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky were involved in a segment. Madison Rayne is getting more and more frustrated and upset because Johnny Impact is not answering her calls. She blames Velvet for embarrassing her earlier tonight in front of Impact, who I'm sure would have been watching, she says. Not answering the call. So she tells Velvet, you know what I need to do? I need to win the championship on Sunday to prove to him I am worthy. 53. Oh dear, Madison. Dishonored cut a backstage promo for 43. They do not talk about Candice LeRae here, but they do discuss the third man. They promised that their friend will be at the pay-per-view, and that's the day that TNA changes everything. 43. The match in the main event then is Dishonored against the Partnership of Pain, and a big win for Dishonored here. Defeating the Partnership of Pain. Kevin Steen pins Tomko using the ropes for leverage. 43 from Steen, 59 from Strong, a really good performance from him. 51 from Matt Morgan and 41 from Tomko. Good win for Dishonored. Really good win going into the pay-per-view. That gives us a 53 rated segment. Show even. Not bad at all considering the people you've got in. Not a lot of big stars. And Dishonored have really pulled one out there. Really pleased with that. Again, not a bad week at all. 71 this time, which is good to see. A cracking main event with Shelley and Johnny Impact, which is no surprise because Johnny Impact is on a bit of a roll right now. And hopefully he can continue that into the pay-per-view when he takes on Double J, Jeff Jarrett himself. I'm interested by the pay-per-view for a number of reasons. The main reason, and stream viewers will know this is the pay-per-view where I lose control. And by that, I mean the fact that my good friend Stuart Irvine will be the one booking this pay-per-view. And for people who watched the Gang Wars WWE 2K video, that was what was on the line. He won on the night, which meant he got to pick pay-per-view to book and do whatever he wanted. So I've booked the TV. I've let you know what the matches I was going to do. He may book his way out of it. If he wants Kevin Nash to be world champion, Kevin Nash will be world champion. He could do whatever he wants. I'm scared. I am so very scared. That video will be dropping for you, hopefully, on Monday. That's the plan. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see what he decides to do. If you like this video, drop a like on the channel. If you can drop a like on the video, especially if you're excited for Monday. That'll let me know if you're excited to see how it's going to ruin me, which he will. That's it. Until next time, peace.